pick it up. Oh, there goes some roof. More pieces of roof. Again, it's right underneath that orange band, and you saw roof pieces already starting to come off on one of those mobile homes. Let's go back to it. I got a piece of aluminum laying down in the grass there. I don't know where that came from. These winds are probably about 70, 80 miles an hour. There goes more debris flying by. You know what I'm going to try to do here? Let me see something. I don't know why it didn't give me that ability, though. Normally, you can adjust the brightness on this. Let me see. Device utilities, video. Camera positioning. Battery, camera LED. Yeah, here we go, brightness. Let's turn up the brightness a little bit on this. Maybe we can see. Let's turn it all the way up and see what happens. Ah, there we go. 68.3. It's hard to say what that is. But you can't see anything else in the video. Let's try it. It said 78 miles per hour. I got to lower the brightness just a little bit on it. Video settings, brightness down just a tad. Come on. There we go. Okay. Let's go back to the radar. Again, it's getting close. There's our camera right in there. All right, so let's do this. Let's get back on the TV because they have a good satellite image up here.
But I was on the VHS. We have a communication where the Merediths can speak.
Sure.
And wow, all these limestone all busted windows.
Do you know if this? So this is this. Are you having the strong winds in where you are right now, pulling at your lines?
Yes. Yeah.
So do you know if there was somebody on that boat that capsized? Is that how you know it capsized?
No, there were 3 vessels tied together.
Gotcha.
Wow, they still throwing projectiles all over. Son of a gun.
So at least the good news is there was nobody on board that vessel, but you're understanding. Yeah, exactly. You can hear what they're going through. I mean, you've done this for a living for so many years, and still, it's taking you aback.
Yeah. Wow. I'm just wow. You know, I don't really get. I'm not easily get scared real easy, but it's frightening right now from what I'm seeing. Blast passing in the daytime and not the nighttime.
Yeah, no kidding. At least you get to see what it is to make them.
Yeah, because it was coming, you know.
Big difference in day and night for sure.
The containers are still being blown and thrown around. We tried to stack them inside one another, so we wouldn't lose them, you know.
But do everything you can to prepare and.
Yeah, we don't really, we have insurance on some things, but on a lot of the equipment we don't. So we've been prepping for the last 3 days for this, making sure that we can haul out the equipment and we because it wouldn't be easily replaced with the COVID going on right now. You can't. It's hard to get supplies in. So we wanted to do all we could to preserve our business if we had something to come back to. You know,
Absolutely.
a lot of people that depend on us to be there for them. Wow. Through another container.
Well, I'll tell you what, Tracy, we're going to let you go and focus on what you should be focusing on. Obviously, the family you got in that boat, keeping everybody safe because you're obviously going through it. Tracy, thank you so much for spending some time with us. Paint a picture of what you're going through. Please,
Wow.
be safe out there.
You're welcome. Thank you.
That tells you a lot when a guy that does the fishing boats, one of the fishermen that has dealt with a lot of hurricanes is completely mystified by what he's looking at. All right. Again, these probably in that same area where the Severe Studio guys were, and that's Golden Meadows over in here. He could be down in Grand Isle too. That's where the shrimp boats are. I don't know if that's where he was, but he says it's horrific. It's absolutely horrific. And he's glad it wasn't in the dark and it was in the daylight. Again, our remote camera is in Houma, which is right there, somewhere in that shot. So let's go back to the camera and see what's happening. Actually a car driving down the road. It's too pixelated to see. Winds out of the northeast. Again, I can't see the max wind because it's unviewable. But I've already seen plenty of pieces of these roofs blowing off. All right. Again, I'm still out here at Morgan City, really nothing going on. We've had a few gust of winds around 40 miles per hour. That's been about the extent of it. Imagine the worst conditions we're going to get here are going to be when the center gets up somewhere. I mean, assuming we're extrapolating this, if the center is going to be around here somewhere. That would be when I would get the worst conditions here in Morgan City. About an hour from now, I'll head on out, try to get some video, and keep monitoring that remote camera because that's getting all the action down here in Houma. Let's go back to it. this folded back. So they're holding a press conference right now from New Orleans. I'm not going to share that. Let's see what our pressure is. Down, still 997 now. It's dropped another millibar here as the hurricane gets closer to both Houma and Morgan City. Now let me let you look at what it looks like outside here, because this is, again, I'm in Morgan City. So this band right here is starting to come in. So let me go out there and show you what that looks like as it picks up out here, because it gets pretty gusty. So here it is. Again, not much going on. 40-mile-an-hour winds tops here right now. Wait for that feeder band to come in and start filming that. Let's go back to the remote cam. A chunk of something laying here that wasn't there before. Down there quite a bit. So it must be, the camera must be in between the feeder bands. So yeah, it could be. I think the camera's probably, it's hard to say on this map. Let me look, see if I can zoom in on this. Yeah, I mean, the camera could be right there inside that moat. right now. That's probably where it is. Somewhere right in there, because it's right on the edge and it's calming down where the camera is. Which also means it's about to get in that eye wall, which is going to get very interesting here in about 30 minutes. Let me go ahead and check on any updates from the National Hurricane Center. By the way, let's check some of these observations here. Gusting to 84 knots. That's on land. Station GISL. Gusting to 84 knots. About 95 miles per hour. That's over here, just northeast of Grand Isle. Let's see. Here, northeast of Homa, 27 gusting to 48 knots. I guess there's a ship over here. Pressure 929.51 and falling. Gusting to 32. That's south of where I am. 36 gusting to 43 south of where I am. Up in New Orleans, we got 38 gusting to 49 knots. Here, 55 knots right near New Orleans. 42 knots gusting to 55. That's just short of hurricane strength. 60 plus miles an hour. Gusting to 62. It's pretty close to hurricane strength now. I'm closing in on New Orleans. Let's check the latest recon. Okay. Wow. No, that's flight level. Yeah, surface. No, that's flight level too. 130. Yeah, these are all surface. They're not drop zones. Recon data. 939. Peak surface wind 79.4. So winds are still gusting, even way back here. Near the Plaquemines, their gusts are still around 90 miles per hour out of the south. That's incredible. Let's take a look at our storm-centered satellite. Wow. Now we're starting to lose the bright, the whites that are around the centers. They're out over the water. It's got a perfectly round eye, that's for sure. I think a 15 nautical mile wide eye. See if we can pull up the, yeah, let's get the visible on this. Eye is starting to fill in just a little bit on the visible here. You can only imagine what it's like down there in Grand Isle right now. It's got to be insane. Let's check the rainfall. Now let's check out the Twitter feeds and see what people are saying on Twitter. Picking up a little here outside the window. All right. Updated rain totals. And we've seen up to an inch of rain just east of Houma. Over toward New Orleans, up to a ½ an inch. It's got to be a lot heavier down in the Grand Isle area. I mean, they're showing a ½ an inch, but they were pounded down there. Heaviest rainfall so far is east of Baton Rouge, anywhere from 2 to 4 inches. Oh, we'll keep track of this. So let's hit the Twitter feeds. Look at that beautiful animation. Look at the lightning around that eye. By the way, when the hurricane hunters were in there, they mentioned that it was a stadium effect where the system was so perfectly vertically stacked that even up at 30,000 feet, there was no tilt to the eye at all. It was just perfectly stacked. And there were mesovortices circling around there. You can see them in that close-up if you I don't know if you can zoom in on this. No, I can't. But you notice little mesovortices inside the eye itself spinning around in there. Incredible. With the lightning and everything, that is just absolutely incredible. Here's another video. That must have been from earlier. Oh, that's Perdido Key. That's way far away. There's more lightning around the eye wall before it made landfall. Here's Mark's camera. Guess that's up in Mississippi. You know, bad but not horrific. It's a good thing this hit at low tide. That's all I can say. Now look at this. This is Grand Isle. no sound. Here,
They're coming to pour all around us. It's too dangerous. We're in the eye wall, I believe, because this stain blowing. If things are coming to pour all around us.
You're in the eye wall now. Probably be there for several more hours. Have you ever seen
several more hours.
weather this bad in Grand Isle before?
We can't make. You got to stop it. We can't have 3 more hours of this.
We got to stop it. Who's going to stop
I
it?
wish I could control this weather, but we're all at the mercy of Mother Nature. But have you ever seen the weather?
All right, so that was from 3 hours ago. What's this? Oh. Here's Josh Morgan.
This is Josh Morgan, Weather Nation TV, and I'm in Houma, Louisiana, waiting for Hurricane Ida.
Oh,
Watching it on the
actually, that was old. Never mind. Well, actually, no, that's only
so
2
I can
hours
see
ago.
it just inching its way in this direction. Wind's not too bad just yet, although we're getting some strong gusts now and then. You can hear the flagpole just kind of clanking. Here's a good gust right now. Yeah, it's starting to make itself felt. I'm a little worried about our hotel. Check it out. This is the lobby. No boards, no shutters, nothing on those windows. When we start getting those Category 4 winds, that is not going to look too pretty. I'm concerned about all the kind of flying glass and maybe those frames coming right out and blowing around in the wind. We'll see. But the biggest concern here, of course, and I've mentioned it in previous interviews, is the flooding. We're going to get some serious storm surge here. There's a good chance that all the ground you see behind me, that parking lot, that traffic island, that highway, there's a good chance all that's going to be underwater at the height of the storm. We're in for a rough ride here. I know I keep saying it, but I think that Houma is really going to get nailed by this thing. And I hope that folks in the area who are watching are ready to take cover and shelter in place and just ride this thing out safely. This is Josh Morgan, Weather Nation TV, Houma, Louisiana.
All right, so he's in Houma. Our camera is in Houma. This is from Grand Isle as it approaches. Well, that was from 3 hours ago, so that was before the worst of it got there. I don't know what that is. That's from 6 hours ago. Never mind. Well, here's an interesting. Is that a video? It's a snapshot from a video. That might be Grand Isle. That's Grand Isle, I know, because I saw that on TV. coastal flooding. That's from 4 hours. Let's see. 6 hours. I'm trying to keep everything relatively fresh here. There's Reed Timmer. He's in Homa.
And we're starting to get some more direction out of the northeast, which that makes me think that this is starting to be a wobble back to the west of that eye wall. And I do think we are going to get into the western side of the eye here in Homa. I am worried for the people here, though, for those destructive winds that are about to arrive with
I
that
passed
eye wall.
that area when I set the remote camera up. He's north of where my camera
Before
is.
the anemometer broke. That was reported by a sheriff there in Grand Isle. It's very likely that those winds are probably pushing 200 miles an hour in gusts, and we're just starting to get the inner core of the hurricane here. Winds are starting to gust up the hurricane force here in Homa now in gusts. You can see those clouds just ripping from north to south, starting to come out of more of an easterly direction as well. Right there. These power lines are all going to come down here. Sheet metal is going to be flying through the air. Very dangerous storm, high-end category 4, maybe even stronger than that as it's coming in. It's got a very compact eye as well, and a very dangerous eastern eye wall. Just pummeled Grand Isle there. That's going to move across the southern coastline of Louisiana here, and right where those big-time southerlies meet the terrain, that is where the worst storm surge is going to happen. It could be 10 to 15 feet, maybe even 20 feet up there in that eastern eye wall, likely Grand Isle, maybe under several feet of water. Double-digit storm surge just submerged Grand Isle. And this thing is just beginning. It's going to continue to move west-northwest over the southern coastline of Louisiana and do a gradual turn to the north, and that's going to bring the dangerous side of the storm right over New Orleans.
All right. So him and Josh are both in Homa. I have the camera in Homa. Here's here. Oh, look at this video. This is also from Grand Isle. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Mark Sivick with his remote cams. Wow. Incredible. Amazing. Power outage situation. %, without power in Plattman's. 80% without power where the eye came ashore in Grand Isle. They were 60 to 80%. No power outages here yet. I don't know if that's fake or not. It seems like it's, well, it's WDSU. And the hurricane flag's in the background. That's a classic shot right there. Alright, it's starting to pick up out here. Let's see what's going on. Alright, well, starting to hear roaring outside. Alright, let's check on the, where's the remote? Oh, the remote cam's got to be getting hammered right now. Again, here's the remote camera somewhere down in here, so let's take a look at it. Come on, baby. 2:32. It's 2:35 p.m. Eastern, Central Time, rather. August 29th. This is the 16th anniversary of Hurricane, I almost said Andrew, Hurricane Katrina hitting New Orleans, Mississippi, rather. And we all know, I think it's like, what, 1,800 people died in that hurricane. And here we are with another 150 mile. This was stronger than Katrina, by the way. Katrina made landfall with 125 mile per hour winds, and this is 150 at landfall, so a different animal. All right, so the battery's running low on this thing. I'm gonna plug this thing in for a little while, and then we'll be back with more camera shots from the remote camera in Houma. And then I'll get out a little bit later as it affects Morgan City. All right, so let's terminate it for now, and I'll be back with another live update